Welcome back to another episode where I'm just a dude doing dude things. So in this video, we're gonna be diving into the cooling system. Now, I already did tear the front end of the car apart. For the most part, the only thing that's left is the AC condenser. And I got some parts in. Let's look at what we got. Right here, I have a little bit of a kit right here to flush my heater core, and I'm probably also gonna run some water through the engine. I'm thinking about taking the old thermostat and seeing if I can just take out the internals to where I'll just have a flow through there. And I can just take a water hose and kind of flush it out to a bucket. But other than flushing out the heater core and maybe possibly trying to flush out my engine a little bit, I also already flushed out the radiator and also have a second radiator. I think that I'm gonna run mine because it seems fine and I went ahead and flushed it out and all that. So I have a Mishimoto Racing thermostat with a new gasket. And I also got this. So this is basically a bleeder that you install on the heater hoses. Sometimes they have issues where a lot of air gets trapped in the heater core. And I do not think this was my issue because that lower coolant hose was never getting hot. It was cold. I'm very excited to get this installed on the car. Let's get to it. What I'm about to do is push that spring down a little bit using a pair of pliers and pop it out right there. And look at all this in there. Yeah, my suspicion is there might have been a little bit of leak in a radiator or something. And then they decided to put this stop leak in there, and then it just gunked everything up and possibly ruined this thermostat. Let's finish taking this thing apart, and then we'll run some water through here. I got it out. Now I'm gonna get it back on the car and put the hose on it, lead the hose into a bucket. We're gonna try to flush this thing out real quick. Alright, if I can stop spraying myself. See how nasty that water is down there coming out? I'm gonna try to flush it till it's clear. What I'm gonna do is I took these hoses and I spliced a part of it so I could slip it over the heater core nozzles. There's one right here on the back left. So I want to say that that's the inlet, and the outlet is over there. So I have my inlet hose here. Ran down to my bucket. I'm gonna flow it backwards. If there's anything that is going this direction that's clogged, it should push it out. So there's definitely some stop leak in there. All right, now that I flushed the heater core and I flushed out all the ports of my engine, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this thermostat housing. I'm gonna go ahead and work on getting this Mishimoto thermostat installed with my new gasket. We got our gasket and our new thermostat. Go ahead and new thermostat. All right, so we got out with the old and in with the new. Now this was really hard to get out. I mean, I fought this thing and I was like, climbed on top of the car and whatnot. I couldn't even get a good video of it, but I'm glad I got this out. I'm gonna go ahead and put the radiator fan onto the radiator. All right, so that was crazy. That time lapse you just saw was me throwing the car together in 1 hour. So I've actually been driving the car a little bit to put the break-in miles on the clutch. And I realized with my cooling system, there was a vacuum on it. I said this in a previous video. There was a check valve. So let me show you this check valve. I still have it in the car right now. So there was a check valve, and it was on here going to the reservoir, and this check valve was allowing pressure to go to the reservoir, but then not come back. And what that was doing was the cooling system was pressuring up, and it was pushing pressure towards the coolant reservoir. And then whenever the engine cooled down and it tried to suck, you know, just bring that pressure in because it was pushing it out, it created a vacuum on my cooling system. I went ahead and I deleted this, and I did temporarily go to the store and I got this hose, which I don't even know if it's temperature rated. So I did just pull out the coolant reservoir. Reason why I pulled the coolant reservoir out is because I have this. So I just got this in today. This is a Mishimoto coolant reservoir, and it comes with a mount and the hose and bolts for the mount, and then hose clamps, and then little screws for the top mount. And I have the top mount over here and my little miniature vise, and I'm going to take a heat gun and I'm going to heat it up and I'm going to bend it, and then I need it to be at an angle to where this bottom piece sticks out like this, and then this comes forward a little bit so that it sits straight up and down, because this is the coolant reservoir mounting point and it just needs to be modified. Now we got the reservoir mounted, so let's get the hose mounted. To hold this right here. Hold that right there. Nice, so I have the hose hooked up and ran down to the bottom of the reservoir, and that looks way better, and it's a lot shinier than this. All right, so including my coolant overhaul that I'm doing and putting the whole car back together, my buddy came over and he gave me a really good deal on this catch can right here. He actually needed the stock bracket for the power steering reservoir, which he got rid of. So he came over, got my stock bracket, swapped me out for this, and gave me a really good deal on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the hoses for this. So I went ahead and I got the car fully bled down with coolant, and I actually had to flush the system like 6 or 7 times. Like, it was actually crazy. I did all that off camera because it was just way too much. Did the bleeding procedure. Everything's good with the car, and she's ready for the road. That's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this type of content. Down below, you can like, comment, or subscribe. It's all free, and I would really appreciate it. Till next time, peace.